I think each of us are, to some degree, we all have similar needs. To some degree, as academics, we have certain projects that run some similar pathways, so to speak. So I would definitely look at how it's been done before. Don't think you have to reinvent the wheel. Consider looking at historical evidence. Look at project templates. Talk to peers. Talk to potentially supervisors, etc., that have done this before, so that they can say, hey, you know what, I used that tool, or this is how I actually did it before. So what we call that in the project management world is expert judgment. Look towards our peer group or look outside of ourselves when we're planning. And that, my other methodology is to actually think about building a plan. If you're working with a thesis or you're working towards a goal, maybe it's a doctorate, I would maybe backward engineer that a little bit. Look at what my end deliverable is. And for some people it's different. For some people it's, I'd like to walk across that stage and receive that diploma in my hand. And for some other people it's, no, I really, I'd like to change the world, and I see how I'm going to change the world. So whatever that is for you, I say look at that first, and then take that beautiful mountain of a vision and turn it into little smaller visions and break it down into what we call molehills. So take the mountain, break it down to a molehill. And for those of us working towards a particular long-term goal, I like to at least backward engineer it a little bit, because we don't have enough information to be planning maybe 2 years in advance, but just to have some milestones, tentative milestones in place. And then forward-looking, between 2 weeks, a month to 3 months, in terms of an actual more concrete real-world plan. So in terms of a methodology for building that, we use what's called a work breakdown structure to help us build that. But we also, it sounds so complicated, but really you're just taking a project and categorizing it into different compartments of mini projects that you can tackle one at a time. And this also gets rid of some of that state of overwhelm that we can sometimes feel when we're looking at that big mountain we're going to be climbing. The other methodology I would use would be learn how to estimate duration properly. Really take into account your physical start point, your physical end point for the activity at hand, not just the work effort related to doing that activity. And how I explain that is, if you have to paint a room and maybe it's only one wall, well, paint typically needs a few hours to dry. So if I said to myself, I'm going to paint this entire wall here and it's going to take me 1 day, that duration estimate is going to be a little on the lean side. Whereas if I gave myself 2 days, I'm taking into account more than just my work effort. I'm actually taking into account the fact that the paint has to dry. So there's all these little things in our day-to-day that add up, and a lot of people feel like when they're using the methodology of planning, that they're not staying on top of their plan either, because their durations are a little lean. So I'd say 10-20% more than what you thought you were going to do, especially if it's a project that you've never been involved in before.